accuracy, 8-3, against 19 shots for just 6 goals for the Magpies. Nothing happening there, so the umpire will have to bounce.
Interesting situation with Collingwood. They're getting Nathan Buckley onto Peter Mathew, so it's a little four-way situation going on with Marnie and Morrison all involved.
Sure ball directly down to Heady, sharp angle, snaps. The margin as it was now at three-quarter time. Rhett Heady very lively on the forward line. Good performance by him. 18 possessions, he's booted 2-2. Shane Watson celebrating a milestone this afternoon. He'd love to do it with a victory. Grigich was up in from the side. Shorble, was it a mark? Across the shoulder, I think is the indication.
Well, I think he's paid the mark.
Not sure. Both the umpires involved there. In any case, Grigich has got the ball. I think he controlled it down. Don't think Shorble touched it. From 60 metres out, Grigich towards full forward. Gearing juggled mark only about 8 metres out.
This is one of the few occasions, I think, where Gehrig actually threw himself at the ball. He's been trying to sort of establish body contact and just push clear of Michael. But this time he just jumped. He just had the slight ability at one step and was able to get into the air without the impediment of Michael's body being pushed against him.
This for a lead of 9 points. He's got his third goal.
I got a 40 game to go to. 40's on, 40's here again.
13 of 1993, and their opponents were the same as they are at this stage. Gavin Brown to Richard Osborne. Worsfold does well. McKenna comes out of the back line. Very, very sure, but that wasn't too good in the finish, was it? Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Gavin Brown.
There's no one upfield to give the ball to. McKenna and Rocker got there to tackle. That's the kind of pressure you need to make sure the defence can't bring the ball out easily.
9 points is the advantage. Collingwood must kick the next goal, you would think. 58 plays 49. They've had 4 possessions here. And Brown and Williams have had 2 each. Williams coming up for kick number 20. Hand passes 10. Yet to kick a goal. Buckley 23 kicks and 2 hand passes. Brown 12 and 13.
Dangerous situation, but it brought the ball back into the dangerous area because now the goal front is open.
Pretty good kick too, Paul Williams. Kicking from about 40. Kicks it long and kicks it accurately, but not quite long enough. And it's forced over for a throw-in. Right forward pocket for the Magpies. Chance for them to get a goal. And if they do, they can bring it back to a 3-point game. Go Pies! The big scream from the Collingwood fans. Plenty of them here today. Jakovic doing the ruck work. And Braun being held. Scott Russell appealing to the umpire for a decision in his favour. Not forthcoming.
Throw in, Jakovic in front, knocks it wide towards the boundary. Not bad policy. Marnie dragged down, ball spills across the line. It will be thrown in once more. Chad Morrison, the youngster from Victoria, getting some big names these days as opponents. Jakovic again. Back to Jakovic with some help from Peter Matera. High floater. Brown in front. Knocks it away from Worsfold. Conceded some ground. Though Shorble run down by Stone. The body's going in willingly. Look at Williams come away. Arch the back. Gets it across to Buckley. 60 metres out in space. Buckley's short. Too much carry for Osborne. And it runs across the boundary line in the pocket. Sav Rocker, goalless today.
Gee, if you were watching behind Buckley then, you would have loved him to just take one more step and have a ping at the goals.
Rocker has struggled against the Eagles. Just 14 goals in 5 matches. Down behind Richardson. Rocker, going to boot to that one. Lovell, good third term. Squares the ball and runs it out of bounds. Throw it in, says the central umpire.
If that had been a handball, you know, I reckon he would have kicked it out deliberately. Well, I think if you kick it, they allow you to do it. But if that had been a hand pass, I think he might have been in trouble.
I saw one Wanganeen penalised a couple of years ago. Kemp to Morrison. Eagles out of trouble. Get the ball back in their attacking half. And it will be the bounce of the ball here, surely. Well done by Stone. Knocks it to Heady. Heady, the ball slipping off the side of his boot. Or Gehrig nearly made something out of that. Not able to bring it into his chest. And it spills for a throw-in. Michael manning up on Fraser Gehrig. Gehrig has kicked 3 goals. Michael hurt his ankle in the second term. Spent a fair bit of the third quarter on the bench. It looks as though he's made a reasonable recovery. Shawble and Stone. Heady again, but Matera. Kick to the front of the square. Gehrig. Matera's marked that. Philip Matera. Well, he's just robbed the Collingwood defenders there. An absolute steal.
And the pace of Peter Matera, the ability just to get the ball clear, to balance, he centred the ball. Really, Matera was the ground level player, and he's actually had a terrific second half. Not a lot of possessions, but been a very dangerous small forward up there, I felt.
Well, this is going to be a real problem for the Magpies. If he kicks this goal, he's right in front, only 13 metres out. He's hooked the kick a little bit. It may have just scraped in. It has. So a goal each to the Matera boys. And the West Coast now lead by 15 points. It'll be hard for the Magpies from here.
Absolutely. Have a look at the Matera pace here. Just to get clear, burst clear. He was still being tackled by Buckley, and this one really well. He was the only one who was able to judge the flight of the ball. Everyone else kicked the ball probably for 10 metres further out than he needed to. This is going to be a tough ask for Collingwood now to get the 3 goals to win the game.
Philip Matera getting his first, his 23rd of the season, the leading goal kicker for the West Coast Eagles, who move it out of the centre again. Kemp only as far as Watson. Shane Watson in the gloom again. Heavy cloud cover over Victoria Park once more. Here's Buckley. So much of the ball this afternoon. Swings it wide to Patterson. They've lacked conviction. Deep in attack, the Magpies, and they give it away here. Good hard running by Philip Matera to get back there and close it down. Good shepherd by Lovell. Enables Banfield to kick towards half foot. Good spoil from Heady to knock it away from McDonald. Crashes into the legs of McDonald. And across the line it goes. So a throw-in. McDonald all the time in the world there. Initially he thought to run onto that ball, but suddenly found himself on the deck. Lovell from behind, the backhander. Loose ball, Buckley's over it, needs to be careful, flicks it out, Patterson goes in there, falling to the ground. Curran was pushed to the back, he'll get the free kick.
Got to be one in a whole day where the guy in the bottom of the pack finally gets rewarded.
Well, an interesting statistic, the last Collingwood goal was 8 minutes into the third quarter. That's been very much a drought, and we're asking them to kick 3 goals in the remaining 13 minutes.
Well, they've kicked 2 goals, 11 since quarter time. I mean, they've had the opportunities, but just haven't been able to get them through.
Well, you'd have to say they're like the boy with the cart. They've got the job in front of them, haven't they? Kick towards the centre of the ground. Wooden, able to get clear. Worsfold, Simmons, bit of space. Short kick. Not able to drag it in was Philip Matera. And the boundary umpire will throw it in about 85 to 90 metres around from the West Coast goal. It has become very, very dark. You would think there's another shower of rain not that far away. Stone does the ruck work and gets a good fist to it. Buckley tries to get past Wooden. Not able to do so. And the umpire will throw it in once again. Buckley's had the ball 27 times. Williams 32. Gavin Brown 25. A lot of high possessions for Collingwood there. But the Eagles lead on the scoreboard by 15 points. Wild kicks it towards half forward. Monkhorst. Richardson beaten for it on this occasion by Djakovic. Handball a little bit too high there for Simmons. And it goes over for a throw-in.
And what they haven't had today, Robbo, is a goal from either of their key forwards, the Rocker brothers, Sav and Anthony. Neither have troubled the scorer.
Tossed in. Fell in front. Djakovic off a step. Boots it very high down towards half forward. Shawball, almost the chest mark. Philip Matera, a half chance, waiting behind Hetty. This is Stone, throws it on the outside of the boot. It runs on, still in the path of Philip Matera. He thought about hacking it out of mid-air, favoured by the bounce, goes to Morrison. He's dragged down. Williams dives in there. Philip Matera tries to come out. Michael dragged him down. And a little flick of the wrist by Michael gets the ball across the boundary line. Fraser Geary can't believe it. He thought it was deliberate. Not much doubting that, but it was subtle. So a throw in. Stone, Shawball the crumbs. Away to Buckley, another possession towards midfield. Russell running hard. Wooden doing very well, the youngster. Wooden pumps it back in. Watch behind the pack, it'll run on. Getting back is Shawball. There's a low, flat kick coming in. It was always going to be in the square. Shawball did well, got it to McDonald, chips it out wide to Watson. Here come the Magpies again.
Well, they've just got to get a goal. They don't have to get one, they have to get three quickly. Time ticking away. Brown has the football between wing and right half forward. Not quite up as far as the Social Club. Gavin Brown kicks to the 50-metre line. Monkhorst really struggling there to get it clear. Wild. Well done. Williams will go in and get this one, surely. Unselfishly to Armat, and they do get that goal through Robbie Armat.
Make some noise, support the boys, and that's what football means to me. That's how I like my
Sunday on Prime, 3 big games. Live at 2, Fremantle meet the Bombers, then the match of the day with the Crows versus North plus St Kilda v Carlton right after Priscilla.
Footy's home ground.
Dear BP, I've got an idea. Wouldn't it be great if you had special trucks that could turn into petrol stations? Then we could buy what we need and get to where we're going without stopping. What do you think? Signed, Tom.
Dear Tom, we like to keep people moving. That's what our stations do. As for special trucks, well, never say never. BP, we keep you moving.
Dad, is it okay if my mate Dominic comes along?
Doesn't he get asthma attacks?
Yeah, but he's on medication. He can look after himself.
Fine.
Dad, is it okay if my mate Dominic comes along?
Doesn't he have some mental problem?
Yeah, but he's on medication. He can look after himself.
1 in 5 people will suffer from mental illness. How much they suffer depends on our attitude.
Fine. Does he need a rod?
With stacks and stacks of tyres we have to shift before the end of the financial year. So if you want a great tyre deal, call into your nearest Bridgestone Tyre Centre before June 30th. Call confidence with a capital B.
Grab the Philips Fizz Digital Mobile, only $99 when you connect to Telstra Mobile Net. Or how about the NEC Fido Digital Mobile, now just $129.
But you'll only see the latest brands in Retrovision, where top brands cost less.
Total Tools Industrial, your all-tool store, present Makita. Powerful 2300 watt angle grinder with torque limiter for easy removal of discs. Lightweight with 3-directional handle. Great value at $269. New Makita 10-inch slide compound miter saw. Designed for maximum power and super smooth ultra precision. Bevel cuts both ways with ease. Total Tools price $975 or with stand $1,040. Yes, when you want the right tools at the right price. Total Tools, your all-tool store. Hume Street, Albury.
In the Lucky 7 lottery, every $10 ticket lasts for 5 consecutive Friday draws. About time you humans got a few more lives.
$1 million Lucky 7. Hey, it might as well be you.
How long has this been going on?
It's got double beef, double cheese.
How long
all the trimmings.
has this been going
Plus a special tangy sauce. The Hungry Jack's Flame Grilled Double Cheeseburger Supreme with a regular Coke and fries for just $4.45. Hey, how long's this been going on?
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
More buyers, more sellers, every day Australia-wide.
Nobody does it better.
Do you like it? Thank you, Mr. Hooker.
LJ Hooker, you're the best.
Up to
70% of people in Australian jails are there because of heroin. If you've ever been burgled or questioned the cost of insurance, you've been hit by the silent epidemic that is sweeping this country. A Witness Special, 9:30 Tuesday.
At Victoria Park, can the Pies get up? Let's go back there now. There's 3 minutes remaining and the West Coast Eagles are leading by 10 points.
Ruckman, Mark Richardson and Turnbull. Richardson trying to get it forward. Matera, ineffective hand pass. Morrison back towards the centre of the ground. Stone down to the feet of Heady. Gathered by McDonald though. Little kick into the middle. Armat's on the end of it. West Coast lead by 10 points. We've got 2.5 minutes left. Just have to get a goal from this attack to the Magpies. Armat's kick is a beauty. Right up in front of goal. Patterson nearly got onto it. Russell, kick it off the ground, Scotty Russell. No, he can't. It's forced over for a throw-in. Magpie fans screaming for a free kick in favour of Scott Russell.
Could be an umpire. Boundary throw-in. Pretty predictable football the last few minutes, hurting Collingwood. Simmons sending play towards the outer side wing. They need to open it up. The runner was just out moments ago trying to get that forward line opened up. Very congested, and most of the play, as I say, in the last 5 minutes along this grandstand wing, just kicking from congested situation to congested situation. Inside the last 2 minutes, and the West Coast Eagles lead by 10 points. Richardson plucks it out of midair. Djakovic, who's back in the big time this afternoon. He's enjoyed this environment.
If you took 33s Collingwood now, you'd be taking unders, Dennis, wouldn't you? 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Looks that way, Robbo.
Been a real struggle for them in this last quarter.
Been a free kick to Turnbull there. Fell at their feet. Wooden is dragged down. Plenty of company, as you can see. And the ball up.
Players getting tired too. It's been a good contest physically. Umpire now prepared to throw it in the air. Mark Richardson got his fist to it. Braun across the half-back line. He'll be happy to force it over, and that's exactly what they did in the finish. Over the top was Simmons, and Chad Morrison giving Braun a little pat of encouragement there for his efforts. It's probably maybe 2.5 kicks from Collingwood's goal, down to 1.5 minutes. Turnbull tried a big sweeping right hand, missed it altogether. And the umpire will have to come in and ball it up once again.
Nathan Buckley out there just telling all his players to clear away from the pack. They're all running away from the pack, the Collingwood players. That's what they have to do, open it up. That gives them some chance.
Turnbull, Morrison, soccer style, well done. Gathered about 25 to 30 metres for his team and forced another throw in. 65 plays 55. West Coast Eagles lead. Down under a minute left. Turnbull knocks it to the front. Wild overruns it. Mark Richardson has been pretty good in the last few minutes. Both his ruck work and a couple of possessions. At centre-half forward, Watson and McKenna, but beaten for it by Matera. And he kicks it out wide. There's a player on his own out here. It's Djakovic. Unselfishly to McIntosh. McIntosh, in his endeavours for the short pass. Sharkey, Stone, underneath, tries to feed it out into the passage there, maybe of Heady. It's still there, and eventually Djakovic gets the hand pass to Heady. Heady back onto his left foot. A little kick into the pocket. Knocked away there from Evans by Wild. He missed it there. Tony Evans tried a little kick off the ground. Fraser Garrick runs into his own man. Tries to back away from Wild. Succeeds in doing so. Gets his right foot to it and kicks the goal of the day. In the dying seconds. Fraser Garrick's fourth goal puts a smile on the face of Chris Mainwaring, because the siren will sound immediately the ball goes back to the centre of the ground.
Just amazing. Right foot, his non-dominant side, got back forced to the boundary line. Really, the wind, he's probably got the ball out in front. The wind has just been able to push it back into the goal. You can see the flag behind the ball going through. So this is going to have been a very valuable win for the Eagles.
Well, there you go, Lee. One of your players is in very good form. He'll go into the State of Origin game in the pink. 4 goals to Fraser Gearing on the siren. A proud victory for the West Coast Eagles. Travelling poorly in more ways than one and out of form. They've responded magnificently this afternoon. Collingwood desperate for a victory as well.
Yes, well, it wasn't pretty. The West Coast Eagles home by 16 points. The Magpies' first loss at their home ground since 1993. And after quarter time, they could manage just 3 goals, highlighting their problems up forward. Chief goal kicker on the ground today was Fraser Gehrig with 4 for the West Coast Eagles, and Scotty Russell